This is 7 News.
Tonight, police launch a manhunt as an armed gang go on a crime spree across Perth.
It was really frightening, yeah. Something I never want to go through again.
Another motorbike rider killed on Perth streets.
Troubled actor Matthew Newton facing new allegations.
And fan frenzy as teen pop sensations One Direction touch down in Australia.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Rick Ardon and Susannah Carr.
Good evening. As we go to air, a big manhunt continues for a gang of young thieves who've terrorised homeowners across Perth. Some of the young criminals are thought to be just 12 years old. They're armed with knives and machetes. Grant Taylor reports.
The aftermath of a teenage crime spree, home invasions, robberies, all with violence. 5 offenders, even more victims.
It was really frightening, yeah. Something I never want to go through again.
Linda witnessed one of the attacks. The gang tried to run over her neighbour when he caught them breaking into his South Perth home.
So he was trying to get in the house, they were hurling rocks at him, hit our house, obviously they've hit the cars. It was a really terrifying experience and something I don't wish upon anybody.
The crime wave started at 5 p.m. in Claremont. A cancer patient robbed at knife point. Half an hour later, a burglary in Jacaranda Way, Mount Claremont. Then a robbery, the Como Deli, Labouchere Road. Minutes later, they hit at Riverview Street, South Perth. Then Samson at 7 p.m. Michael Rebelos says they tried to ram his car while waving a knife out the window.
Stopped in front of me and they tried to reverse and smash into my car, and I've reversed and luckily they didn't hit my car. I thought I did get hit.
The thieves were driving a 2007 model BMW coupe, registration Louis 01. It was stolen on Good Friday from Sorrento. The owner, Dave, says they snuck inside while he was out the back.
They obviously aren't worried about who's home because there was 4 cars parked on my driveway, so there could have been half a dozen people home. They just don't care.
Grant Taylor's at police headquarters tonight. Grant, when was the last known sighting of the gang?
Well, Rick, it's almost 24 hours now since they last struck, but you can just about guarantee that we haven't seen the last of them. And the concern is that if there is a next time, well, someone could so easily end up getting hurt. They're carrying knives and machetes, and as we've seen, they're not afraid to get them out if confronted. Now, that car is still out there. It's a very distinctive 2-door BMW with those private plates Louis 01. If you see it, don't approach it, call police. Sue?
Thanks, Grant. And police are on the trail of a bandit who threatened a petrol station worker with a gun. The thief appears to cock the gun as he demands the staff member hand over cash. He helped himself to the till at Caltex Scarborough, then walked out. The robbery was over in 23 seconds. Police say the thief is 25 to 30 years old with a stocky build.
Another motorbike rider has been killed on our roads. The 23-year-old man died after hitting a car at the intersection of Great Eastern and Tonkin Highway this afternoon. A 56-year-old woman was trapped inside her car for an hour. She was taken to Royal Perth Hospital with minor injuries. Double demerit point penalties ended at midnight, with WA recording no fatalities over the official Easter holiday period.
A Perth cycling group wants new laws to make sure car drivers keep their distance when overtaking. Bicycling WA says a gap of at least 1 metre should be enforced on WA roads. Blake Johnson reports.
I hit my hand as I was riding, so that's how close he came.
Jeremy Murray's had a few close calls on his bike. He's the head of Bicycling WA and rides 17 kilometres to work every day. The group surveyed almost 700 cyclists and found huge support for new laws to keep cars and bikes at least 1 metre apart.
This is certainly what would be considered the minimum passing distance, which is around about 1 metre from the widest point of the vehicle to the handlebars of the bike.
Jeremy Murray admits most drivers do keep a safe distance when overtaking, but says legislation would make sure all drivers do.
How tough would it be to police 1 metre or 1.5 metres around a cyclist?
That's a really big challenge.
Transport Minister Troy Buswell says safe distance legislation isn't being looked at here. Now Perth cyclists have turned to mobile phone apps to try to stay safe. A new one highlights bike black spots. They're pinpointed on Google Maps with a description of the problem.
And this is one of the black spots mentioned, Scarborough Beach Road and Brady Street in Mount Hawthorn. A cyclist has complained the narrow setback here and the power pole here make it difficult for pedestrians and cyclists to be seen when they cross the intersection.
Other black spots are listed on this website. Blake Johnson, 7 News.
Matthew Newton's lawyer has told a Sydney court he fears the troubled actor may be suicidal. On the other side of the world, Newton was tight-lipped at his Miami hotel as new allegations emerged about his arrest in a bar. British boy band One Direction has touched down in Australia to the frenzied screams of teenage fans. While there's no concert for Perth in this Aussie tour, WA is part of the show, with Balcatta boy Johnny Ruffo supporting the teen idols.
The horde of flighty teens waited and chanted.
One Direction! One Direction!
They ran. And then they ran back again. There was a lot of screaming.
You just see them and you just want to cry all the time.
Maybe that's why British boy band One Direction slipped out the airport side entrance.
We know they're here. We have to find them.
They've come and gone.
No, I don't believe it.
But they had, and their fans were devastated.
She was my only chance of seeing them.
Some caught glimpses at the band's city hotel. They seemed devastated too. The boys seemed to be having a good time.
You enjoying Sydney? Yeah, buddy. Lovely.
One Direction cruised Sydney Harbour, taking in the sights and drinking beer and champagne. Then, despite today's cool weather, they stripped down and dived in.
Give me a Corona.
The UK X Factor contestants took it easy. Meanwhile, some are even camping in the city to see them tomorrow on sunrise. Sean Berry, 7 News.
And up next on 7 News, why West Australians have a new public holiday.
Plus a shock discovery. The little battery that caused a big problem.
And find out why this Year 7 student is being hailed a hero. The Foundation Day public holiday has been consigned to history by a stroke of the Governor's pen. It was started in 1835 to commemorate the founding of the Swan River Colony 5 years earlier. But Foundation Day will now be known as WA Day.
Foundation Day celebrated the arrival of the first British settlers, and we must never lose sight of the fact that they were the original settlers, but there have been many people come to Western Australia since then.
WA Day is celebrated on the first Monday in June.
A mother has told how her intuition may have saved her 4-year-old daughter from brain damage. The little girl had a watch battery stuck up her nose, but doctors turned her away, not realising she was in serious trouble.
Zimbabwean dictator Robert Mugabe is reportedly close to death in Singapore. The 88-year-old tyrant is believed to be suffering from prostate cancer. He's in hospital after flying into the country last month. Party officials have denied the rumours, tweeting that he's on an extended shopping trip with his wife.
It was a terrifying trip to school for students on this bus in Washington when the driver suffered a suspected heart attack. A quick-thinking Year 7 student jumped up and grabbed the wheel, steering the bus to the side of the road before starting CPR. Other students used their phones to call for an ambulance.
My principal said that I'm going to get free snacks because we have a snack bar over there. Hopefully I don't get too many.
The driver is recovering in hospital.
Passel's here with sport now. 10 weeks for Andrew Embley, Baz.
That's what he's hoping, Sue, yes. Coming up, Daniel Kerr speaks one-on-one with his injured teammate, and Ross Lyon live. Another setback for Anthony Morabito. Will ask the coach how it happened. And Ricky Ponting caught short and run out.
Well, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Hello, Natalia Cooper with you. You wouldn't know it was April. It felt more like the middle of summer today, and it's going to be hot again tomorrow. Currently, it's 28.4 and winds are from the southwest at 4 kilometres an hour. Around 1:45, we hit a top of 35.4, which is very hot for this time of year. It's about 10 degrees warmer than the average. 14.5 was our overnight low. And around the metro area, Bullsbrook was the warmest spot today with a top of 36. Rottnest got to 33 degrees. And around WA today, it was sunny right across the southern half, and that's thanks to a high pressure system. There were some decent falls in the Kimberley in the 24 hours to 9. Tomorrow, it's looking fine and hot again across much of the south. 32 in Albany, 31 in Esperance, and 36 degrees for Geraldton. Over to the satellite picture now, and a high will continue to bring that fine and warm weather. A cold front will approach the southwest corner of the state in the evening. Interstate tomorrow, a possible shower and 19 in Melbourne, a couple around in Sydney, but it's looking fine in Adelaide and Brisbane. Back home, and the boating forecast, northeasterly winds 8 to 13 knots, shifting northwest southwest 10 to 15 around midday and tending south to southwest 13 to 18 knots in the evening, seas to 1.5 metres and swell rising to 1.5 later. So we're in for another warm one tomorrow, mostly sunny, 33 the expected top, down to 19 tonight. Fine on Thursday. There's the risk of a shower on Friday and Saturday, but skies should clear up again after that with temperatures in the mid-20s. And before I go, congratulations to William and Edna Dressels of Shelley. They've been married 60 years today. Here's Oz Lotto. Good luck.
And on this sunny Tuesday, that's all from the 7 News Desk for now. We'll be back with updates throughout the evening.
Now here's Monica with Today Tonight.